This is our first bacterial cellulose strip. It has no plasticizer, it's just untreated dried bacterial cellulose. When it's folded, it has a tendency to stick to itself, creating creases that are difficult to separate. It's pretty flexible, not as brittle as expected, which may be attributed to the summer humidity. However, it has very little stretch, and interestingly, has a somewhat skin-like texture. A strip of this untreated bacterial cellulose had smaller strips cut into the side, and these small prongs primarily dried and stuck to the rest of the cellulose strip. I couldn't separate them with gloves on, and while it was still decently flexible, it had, again, little to no stretch. The next strip was plasticized with a 50% glycerol solution, and even after drying for several days, it still retained a very sticky texture. It does stick to itself upon contact, but it is significantly easier to separate and unfold compared to the untreated sample of bacterial cellulose. I made the same small cuts as before into a strip of the plasticized bacterial cellulose, and the small prongs were significantly easier to separate, but the texture is still not ideal. And finally, this last sample of bacterial cellulose was treated with oleic acid, a fatty acid which could potentially make the cellulose more hydrophobic. It hardly sticks to itself when folded. Unfortunately, like the other samples, it barely has any stretch. After this video was taken, another pronged strip was treated with the oleic acid, and any cellulose that dried in contact with another part of the strip stuck to it like the untreated sample. A possible solution could be to dry the prongs in such a way that they have no contact with each other throughout the majority or entirety of the drying time.